musicians' heaven.
There's a million things to see. Everything's flashing, neon in your face.
So there's people from everywhere, all sorts of accents, personalities.
Just the free stuff and the free food, that's the only reason I'm here.
It's intense, but it's a good intensity.
It's awesome.
Say, I'm at the NAMM Show.
If I was stranded somewhere, I would want the Spectrasonics tubes. Those are the only things I need. I hope my wife never hears this because I don't choose that.
I don't know what to say. Y'all done it.
It's amazing.
Amazing. That's the only word I have for it. Amazing.
I see stuff like that and I think, how did they do that?
What's so amazing about this is that I'm such a huge Spectrasonics fan to begin with. I use all the stuff. It's the most inspiring musical instruments around. And to come and see that they're all improved, and not just like a little bit, like exponentially improved, expanded, blown up. And it's, for those of us that own all this stuff, it's free. It's actually flabbergasting to me.
Omnisphere is just, I don't even know how to explain it. Trilogy's awesome. There's trillion things coming out. That's crazy. Then you got the Stylus RMX. I thought Stylus was like the best drum program ever. How do you top that, man? 1.7, that's how you top it.
Spectrasonics is doing software the way all software should be done. In my opinion, I couldn't be a bigger fan.
Omnisphere has basically single-handedly changed my configuration in terms of how I now apply plugins in a live performance type situation and in the studio.
Not only the wealth of sounds, because there's so many sounds, but you're struck by the fact that you just hear magic sound after magic sound. And I can always tell a sound that is really, really great because it inspires me to come up with something. Like when I was doing my demo, I really feel like, I'll start something, I'll think, oh, I'll play a phrase. But then you get caught up and you can't just play a phrase because the next thing you know, you're spinning in this swirl of sonic beauty, and you got to keep it going.
For myself and also for a lot of colleagues that I work with, I encourage to always try and find new sounds. So while I love all these instant patches that are available, the flexibility to be able to shape them and tweak them and make them my own, that's a big plus for me.
Because we're going to show you something that's never been possible before. It's really hard. I had to select a menu.
Omnisphere is ridiculous. Herbie Hancock called me about a week ago, said, you got to come over to the house. I'm going, why? But I went over and he had just gotten Omnisphere. And he was just going through the sounds, showing me what it could do. And I'm playing bass, and we're just jamming to each of the different sounds that he would pull up. And we had a ball for a few hours,
And then I forget the time, and then the hours go by.
Man, I tell you, I think this is the best demo I've ever seen it now. Because, I use the Spectrasonic stuff when I'm doing movie scores, I'm making records. And I've never actually had a demo where it addressed my issues like that. Eric said we get so many, comments, we wish you would simplify it. And that was my thing too. And to see them address it in such an elegant way is really impressive,
Time Designer and Groove Lock, game over. Game over, because now, if I hear something I like, no matter where I hear it, I can put it anywhere I want to put it. That's what you haven't been able to do. I can take anything that I like from any source, from any field, from any background, and put it with anything else.
To step out of 4/4 with the RMX and to be able to step into 6/8, to take those grooves and bend them. Bending the grooves is what it's about. Because people right now, they've been through a lot. Things have been really hard for people, and they want to feel something again.
The Simplify knob, which is like, I don't know how many times I've wanted to do that to a live drummer, but wow.
With him doing what he just did with Time Designer and Groove Lock, it changes the ball game for everybody.
I want something I plug in and I get inspired. With that, now it's like, wow, 4/4 is kind of boring, so I just changed it. Time signature is just like that.
The new Time Designer, I'm totally into, because I do everything Eric just talked about are things I do all the time. I want to mix and match grooves, and in fact I can now simplify them, and a lot of times I do work in odd meters when I do composing. It'll be so great now that I can just take anything I have and start immediately, mapping it to different time signatures.
Especially in the film business, time is an issue. And I may have this idea that, oh, there's this great thing in 7, right? But I want a huge groove, though, to go with it. It's going to take a day to build something like that. I don't have that time. because I got to figure out if it's even going to work as a film piece. I got to know in an hour and a half if it's going to work. So I won't do it because it's going to be too much work as an experiment. That's over now. I can find out in 5 minutes if something in 7 + 9 is going to be the right solution. It just opens up, forget, new grooves. Just that alone is huge. But the application then of that same page and that same way of thinking to just creating new grooves in any time signature, it's massive. It 10x's the power of the instrument.
I can use each sound and then mix it up to a whole new style. Like I can use a hip hop loop and then do a rock groove or do a Latin groove using the same sounds. It's endless.
It's almost like your library, it just grows exponentially because now all these loops have, 10, 15 different variations, even within just the same time.
And you also have the Omnisphere arpeggiator in Trillion.
Trillion blew me away because the bass is the bottom line. It's like you're breathing life into the bass.
The realistic bass sounds, that's hard to find. It's hard to manipulate them that way. The slides and all the, to be able to use those details, pop in and, release, those are things that a lot of people just don't notice. You feel them, but you don't always hear them.
Combine Omnisphere with the stylus and with the Trillion, it's just mind-blowing. I don't think I need anything else, to be honest with you. Just when you think, wow, I think I exhausted my whole library, I know all the sounds now. Coming here today, I'm thinking, wow, this is like a whole new beginning.
I was saying, well, Omnisphere ends the game. I was wrong. I admit to the world, I was wrong. Omnisphere started the game.
Bass is the bottom line. Trillion. How low can you go? You need Trillion to know how low you can go. You need Omnisphere to travel the dimensions. You need RMX so that you can take the X factor out of your track so that you know that you have something that's a hit. Because a hit is something that's hitting you, not something that's missing you. RMX hits you in any time signature you can imagine. Thank you very much, Dr. B. Signing off for Spectrasonics.